Hello, this is Ross Marquand. I'm here with Don. Want to say hi to Jimmy, Casey, Steven from the Dead Truth Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Dread Truth Podcast. My name is Jimmy.
It's Casey.
This is Straven.
It's Dawn.
And look, we have a special guest with us tonight.
Hey, everybody. That was scary, that opening.
Right, I know, right? Yeah, Kevin made that for us. It's a pretty cool video.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how's everyone doing tonight?
Good. How's everybody
Good.
else?
Doing pretty good. How are y'all?
Good week so far. It's Monday.
Yeah.
Still
Hey,
bummed
but
there
it's
was no
pretty
show
outside.
yesterday. You know, I missed my show.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Good. Well, here we are.
Here
Oh,
we
yeah.
are.
We're
So
gonna-
yeah, to our fans who are tuning in just now, we have a very special guest, Miss Carrie Genzel. Appreciate you joining us. Y'all may know her as Clark from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Oh,
Welcome.
hey, Carol. Hello, everyone. Hey.
We appreciate you taking time out of your night to join us, and we're
Yes.
so very glad to have you.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. We actually we had a show before the show, so we're ready to
Yeah.
go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Had to dial it in.
Yeah. Oh, hello, everyone. I love all your hellos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a really active Facebook group and listeners. Yep, and even in some YouTube. They're
Oh yeah.
real interactive.
Love it. Welcome, everyone. I'm excited.
Yes. And a lot of the viewers are camp goers too. So you'll see a lot of them at the camp.
Yes.
Oh, fabulous. This is my first year going to the
Yeah.
camp.
Oh,
and
cool.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's a great event. Oscar puts on a great show, so it
He
is
really does.
definitely. It's just nice to be at conventions again. You know,
I
after
know.
the pandemic, it's just nice to get some face-to-face time.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I miss that so much. You know,
Mhm.
it's nice that we all have technology now and we can do stuff like this, but
Mhm.
it's nice to get that one-on-one time and get those hugs and see those smiles in person. I really miss that a lot. That was really, I found it really difficult to be so isolated from everybody.
Have you done some other conventions lately?
The last one I did, I think, was in October in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That was DeadCon, and that was the first one that I had done since COVID. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it, it's a little sort of like you feel like you're coming out of your bunker, right? You're like, this is cool, right? We can do this. It's fine.
Right.
Everybody's cool.
Exactly.
So now I'm good. I'm be okay. And then, of course, I popped in to say hello to everybody. St. Patrick's Day in Sonoy. So, boy, it was like I was right in the thick of it.
I had a pleasant surprise. That's awesome.
It was really fun. I thought, you know what? I will pop in and say hello, and it was great to kind of catch up with Paula and Margot and just a lot of the actors too. So, and that's the thing. I was saying earlier. Now with COVID, you're very separated when you're working. So unless you're directly working with certain cast members, they kind of keep you all in these little pods to kind of control who you're coming in contact with. So when we were shooting episode 1 and 2, it was like very high alert. There goes before vaccines, before everything. And we actually had to have tracers. We had these they look like little pagers kind of, and you had to have a tracer with you all the time. So if someone did get infected, you knew who you had been in contact with. And I'm like, we're in contact with everybody here. Like as the actors, right? Like we're around everybody that's here at work. Like,
Right.
But anyway, so we had to have those. And of course we had masks and visors and like the shields. And it's like so crazy to try to communicate when you've got all this stuff on and you're like, oh, okay. It's like, and we shot in an old warehouse, which was freezing cold. And, but we had a lot of people in this room, and so there's just no way to kind of social distance. I had, people next to me and cameras and everything. So, it is what it is. You just do what you can and hope for the best. But I don't think they ever had anyone get sick on their production. I think they managed to get through everything so far, without anyone getting sick. So that's good.
Yeah, that's
Now,
really good.
you guys filmed in the old building in Griffin, right?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, that location has a lot of meaning to all of us because it's a location from the past as well.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was but boy, oh man, it was like early February. I remember my first day of shooting, we had a cold snap and they were worried about ice on the roads. And so they actually delayed our start that day. I was like, well, what an introduction. I was like, man, it's like, and it was so cold. In some of the shots I've noticed, you can see, particularly with Michael Shaw, you can see his breath in the room. But when we were shooting it, you could see all of our breaths. I thought, well, maybe that's just another level of the Commonwealth. We're trying to freeze them out.
Right.
It's part of the intimidation. But if you watch those scenes that I'm in, I very rarely have my hands above the desk because I was holding on to those like hot shots.
The warmers, yeah.
So I would like mark something off on the clipboard and then put my hands back underneath there. I mean, at one point I think I had like 4 in each hand and I was still like shaking. It was that cold.
Wow, that's crazy.
In there because, it has such a high ceiling and you can't have the heaters running because you'll pick it up on the sound. So it just was really, really, really cold. And then of course for, I was just in the, well, so was, we had Evans and Clark, right? We were in our suits. And the other actors, we'd sort of strip them down a little bit so they didn't have all their gear and their jackets and stuff. So anyway, yeah. So we were a little chilly. It was a little cold. I remember that very well. The teeth chattering of like, oh my gosh, it's really cold in here. Trying to look cool.
So
Who knew Georgia
were you a fan of the
could get that
show
cold?
before, or how'd the role come to you?
Sorry, what was the first part of your question?
Like, were you a fan of the show before?
I've been a fan of the show since the very beginning. So it was really exciting to step foot on that production. And I've lived in Georgia now for just over, I guess, 3 years.
Wow.
So as an actor, like coming to Georgia, I'm like, I gotta do The Walking Dead, right? That's on the list. And I had auditioned for the show once before and didn't get it. I had also auditioned for one of the spin-off shows and didn't get it, got close and didn't get it. So I was like, So this time I'm like, all right, no expectation, just going to do the audition. And, again, because it was, with COVID, everything's on tape. So you just record it, send it in, and then you don't know what happens. And I was on another production. I was actually working for Tyler Perry, another very Atlanta producer. And we had to actually live at Tyler Perry Studios. We couldn't leave. We were living in this like little bubble. And so I got the call that I booked the part, but the problem was I couldn't leave quarantine to go do a wardrobe fitting for Walking Dead. And it looked like I might not be able to do it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the last season. Like, we got to make this happen. And I'm really, really grateful to Tyler Perry because he actually moved around his schedule so I could leave early and get to my wardrobe fitting and get through the COVID testing I needed to do for Walking Dead so I could do all of that and take the job. So there was a really like gut-wrenching day when there was all this back and forth between like casting directors and agents and producers and all of this stuff. And my agent here in Atlanta, she actually wrote Tyler Perry a letter to say how like important this was to me, and how much we would appreciate it if he would be able to accommodate the schedule, which was really very sweet.
Aw.
That is nice.
No.
But, yeah, and so one of the reasons why they were a little panicked over at Walking Dead is that originally Clark was supposed to be in the armor. She was supposed to be in the white
Oh, okay.
well soldier outfit. So, which I was very excited about because I was like, oh my gosh, that's pretty badass. And then I got to my wardrobe fitting and there were all these suits. I'm like, I'm playing Clark. I don't know if you got confused or like bring on the armor. Let's go. And they were like, oh yeah, they changed their mind. They're just gonna have you guys in suits. And I'm like, I was like, really? And you know what they said, and I'm sure you've heard this from many people that have had to wear them. They said, you know what, it's so much better not wearing them because they're very uncomfortable. And yes, so I am grateful for that. But initially I thought, oh man, I want to run around in the suit.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have been more intimidating to have a soldier.
Yeah,
suit.
especially if it was like a different color from the rest. Like if it was like a mainly black and then red or something. You know what I mean?
Like that.
Something
I like
different.
how you think.
Right.
Oh, the black suit would be very Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Right? Nice.
One of the fans actually asked, who is your favorite character or was your favorite character on The Walking Dead?
Oh my gosh, that's such a tough question.
So many
Oh,
choices.
that's so hard. That's so hard. I have like a few very favorites. I mean, oh my God, that's really hard. Gosh, I've always
just start naming the ones that come to mind first.
Right?
There you go.
I've always been a fan of Daryl's, and I really just have loved the arc of that character from that first season to where he is today. And I absolutely have always loved his relationship with Carol. I think like these are two people, had it not been a zombie apocalypse, that probably never would have met. And they the honesty and tenderness and care that they have for one another. This was seasons back. I remember there was a scene between the two of them where there was no dialogue, and I was like bursting out in tears because you just see the love and appreciation for one another. I love that relationship. And I think, that's what really drew me into the series initially. When it was starting, there were people that I knew that were like, Carrie, are you watching The Walking Dead? And I'm like, I don't know about the zombies and I like horror. But it just looks, I saw the trailer, it looks gory. I don't, and they're like, you're totally going to get sucked in because that's not the most important part of what's going on. And I watched that first episode and I was like, wow. And it really, for me, has always been about the characters, the storytelling, the relationship. I'm honestly, that first season, a lot of times I fast forwarded through zombie stuff because I was like, oh my God. Right? And, now, of course, I don't. But, it really is just about the storytelling and those characters that all of those actors have so brilliantly brought to life. For me as an actor, I've always really appreciated that. And so when I actually stepped on the set for the first time and I got to work with, actors that I'd watched for years, and really appreciated the work that they've been doing, it was such a thrill. And then to be able to kind of really put the screws to the characters, right, that were sitting there, it was just so much fun. I mean, awesome. When I got the, the script, well, I say when I got the script, they wouldn't give me the whole script. I mean, when I got my pages, when I auditioned for the show, she was listed as Clark, but they had, hey, Oscar,
Oscar.
yay. They had, as they do on shows like this a lot of times, they changed the name of who I was talking to, and they made it just one person. And it wasn't the whole, because that scene is actually quite long, but they kind of pared it down. But it was very, very funny because as a fan of the show, it started with the beginning of the scene, which is very Eugene, right? And when I got the pages, I looked at it and I said, "Oh my God, this is Eugene." And I don't remember what it had a fake character name, but I was like, "There's no one else that this could be but Eugene."
Gotcha.
Right?
Oh, they were trying to hide it from you.
Yeah, they try to hide it, right? So
Oh,
they had like the zip code question. I'm like, there is no one else on this show that's going to answer this question.
that's amazing. I love hearing these behind the scenes things.
Yeah, so they do that where they change the names or they do different things. So in the audition scene, they didn't have the toilet paper line. And so when I got that script, I laughed so hard because I'm like, oh my God, like as a fan to be able to sit down in front of the king and ask him what he uses to wipe is genius. Like that's just a dream come true. Right.
Right.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome. But as I was saying, there were no zombies in those scenes, and I didn't see any zombies while I was there. Again, because they keep everybody separated. So I was like, that was my big disappointment, episode 1 and 2. Okay, big deal. Very exciting. No zombies.
Right.
I'm on The Walking Dead and no zombies. Well, I'm in a suit. I have a manicure. Like all of this seems wrong.
Right. Right.
Right? Like I should be dirty in the woods, right? With a hatchet, right?
Yeah.
None of this is the what I in my imagination thought might happen if I booked a part on The Walking Dead. So it was very different. It felt like I was doing like the X-Files or something.
Yeah, that's what y'all look like, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I did.
Totally
Yeah.
in Mulder, totally.
That's what I know. I was like, all right, I'll take that. That's also cool. But yeah, didn't get to kill anybody. That
right.
there's still more work to be done there, I think.
Yeah, I would imagine The Walking Dead is just one of the rare shows where the actor's like, "Please kill me." Just, kill the character.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think it would be very cool to be killed, and especially if you got to turn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's the thing too. You want to be killed, but then you also want to have the opportunity. You don't want them just leaving on the side of the road and keep walking.
No,
Right?
right,
You want
right.
to like turn and then come back as a zombie.
Yep.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
There's a lot of things that you have, these expectations that we have. Yes. Yeah. And so we shot that, it was February last year, and then I couldn't tell anybody, of course, that I had done it,
right.
and
Yeah.
which was killing me because I was
Wow.
like right.
I bet it is hard.
I felt like that character on Saturday Night Live that Kristen Wiig played that like can't keep a secret. That was me.
Yes.
It was like, oh my God. Like it was,
Wow.
and then they would like release a little bit of stuff. And I'm like, oh God, okay, there's nothing there with me. I can't say anything. And then like the first thing that they started releasing were these interviews, and it was my voice, right? And there were people that knew me that were like, is this your voice? And I'm like, I can neither confirm nor deny that that's my voice. It sounds like me, doesn't it? That's what I would say all the time. Doesn't it? It sounds like me. And I would just like post them on social media, but not say anything. Right? It's like, yeah, these are cool. These are cool. And so when they finally released like a when I was like in the trailer or promo, I was like, finally, and it started to come out, and then on Twitter and whatever, and I was like, thank God I could finally say something, because I've been dying for months trying to keep it a secret. Like, so what have you been working on? Nothing much at all. Like, trying to be cool, because not only is it Daff, what's going on?
Our second special guest for tonight.
I know.
You just say
Not only is it The Walking Dead, it's the last season and the first 2 episodes. And I was just like, so excited. Anyway, so it was great when I could finally talk about it.
That is so cool. Now, when you say people recognize your voice, are you talking about people you know, or have you done like voice acting and people?
No, I haven't done a lot of voice acting, but it was people I know that watch the show.
That's
and
cool.
They would like catch the promos on social media and be like, wait a second.
Like,
that sounds like Gary.
Right? That's so crazy.
Yeah. So I want to know, like, when you were doing the interviews, did you ever just like start laughing?
We did laugh a lot in between because they're so funny. And the way that we shot it, it felt like we were doing like speed dating or something, because we would be there constantly, because we're in, every, through every character, but they'd have the other actors come in, like, so I'd go do like all of Eugene's lines, right, with you, and then they'd have Paula sit down and we do all of Princess, and then we would keep doing that, like it was like mind spinning, right, because I had to keep like firing off all of these questions, so we would laugh a lot, and we joke about like that it was a job interview. We're like, thank you so much for coming in. We've narrowed it down to 4 people. We just have a few more questions and joke around. But because it was so cold in the set, we didn't goof around all that much, because we really wanted to get back to the heaters. It was pretty darn cold. Yeah.
I can imagine.
We should have done this interview like that.
Right?
Yeah. Just start popping off the
but just start shooting out questions.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, because I had to know them so well, I would laugh because I would just be saying them over and over and over again in the house. And my husband was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm being interrogated. Like, it was,
that's crazy.
Like he knew all the answers. He makes a great Ezekiel. I just, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it was a lot, and it was pretty intimidating coming in too, because it all hinged on me knowing all of this, these questions and firing off these questions. And it's tough when it's your first day on set and you're like the new kid in school and you're like, hi everybody, I'm so excited to be here, and then you got to just really focus and just fire them off, but anyway, and it was cool because there was those first 2 episodes, we hadn't seen the Commonwealth yet. So there was a lot of kind of speculation of like, okay, well, who are we? And like, what's the Commonwealth? And, what's this process about? And, so it was kind of fun. I know like the hair makeup team was like, you get to have your hair blown out and you get to have like makeup on and a manicure. Like no one ever gets to have a manicure on The Walking Dead.
That's crazy.
Like they were all excited. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, it was so different. Now, we've seen the Commonwealth.
I had a fan question. They're asking, do you think your character will return on The Walking Dead? I know you can't answer this.
That's what I've been wanting to ask, but I was like, I can't ask
any of that.
Yeah.
I know. You know what I've always found very interesting, and I don't have any intel on this. My last name is Clark.
Mm-hmm.
What other family has that last name?
Madison.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why they chose to give my character that last name, because that's a very prominent last name. And I know I've had fans reach out and ask me about that. And I'm like, I don't know anything. But it seems interesting that they would choose Clark. Right? So I don't know if there's any kind of connection or not to that family, but it seems kind of like a strange thing.
Yeah.
It's like a strange connection. Like, They could have chosen
that
any last name.
that'd be awesome if they got you on Fear now.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
I love Fear. I watched that as well. So
Let's rally. Let's rally.
let's
for
get
that.
it going. Let's get.
Yeah.
I look like I could be
Right.
related.
Madison's
Yeah.
sister. What?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
There
Right.
you go.
That would be pretty bad. And they're moving that show to Savannah, so
Mhm.
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 I can drive down there.
Right.
You could be Madison's daughter. There you go.
Right. Well, we're probably closer in age, actually, but yeah, like
I was trying to give you a compliment.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Yes.
Now, do you think your character, where we are now in the show, do
Yeah.
you think maybe Clark's regretting the decision, allowing them, to
letting
accept the
them in?
survivors? Yeah.
That's a good question. I guess it really depends on what side of the fence Clark is on.
True.
What side of the fence are you on?
Listen, I'm always up for stirring up some trouble.
Right.
So
There you go.
I definitely see some faults in their system.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what was really exciting to me too, in terms of the Commonwealth storyline, which I think sort of fits in so well with what's been happening, just sort of in the United States, in the world, and what have you. And in terms of politics, etc. I thought, oh wow, what an incredible time for them to be telling this story, because it really goes hand in hand to things that we're seeing in the news or experiencing and what have you. And it makes you think about, like, well, if that were me and that had happened, what side of things would I be on? Right? Would I follow the, direction and do what I was told and be happy to be safe and have a clean place to live at whatever? Or would I be like going, no, there's faults here. There's a wrong, there's things that are wrong here. Let's make it right. But, as we've seen on Walking Dead, there's a lot of times when people have the best of intentions and then things go completely off the rails. So,
Yep.
Well,
so
That's the cool thing about the Commonwealth to me, is at first I wasn't really expecting to, but at first when like Lance was pursuing these communities, I was like, why not just take him up on it? And then you could always back out of it later and buck the system. You know what I mean? But then again, we started seeing Lance unravel. So,
did we ever?
they were right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, and even those last few images that we've seen of them like unfurling the Commonwealth flags in these communities that we love, that we're all invested in, it's like, what? Like, that's not cool. We're like, oh, Maggie was right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I got another fan question. What's your favorite season and episode?
Oh my gosh.
That's hard.
No pressure.
Yeah, I'm just saying what
Wow. I can't, my mind is like exploding right now.
Yeah.
Holy
I know, right? Out of 11 seasons. That's
right?
crazy.
I don't even know if I can answer that. There's just, there's definitely there's moments that jump out, like things that really touched me, and different moments that really have stayed with me over the years. But it's so hard to even nail that down. Holy smoke. You guys are asking some tough questions.
I would have just shot at season 10, episode 2. I'm just saying.
What was kind of what I enjoyed too were those little mini episodes. Well, they weren't mini episodes, but those little smaller episodes
additional ones
during COVID. I thought that was just really cool to really kind of dive into some backstory and characters that maybe we haven't really learned as much about. They felt more intimate, and that was really cool. But yeah, there's some epic episodes that I just can't even wrap my head around at the moment.
There's a lot to choose from, right?
There's so much to choose from. Oh my God. And it just, yeah, there's just way too much. So many times
So
they've made me laugh, made me cry, made
Mhm.
me angry. Like,
Yep.
there's just a lot.
So we're going to switch it up a little bit. So what are you going to do at the camp to let everybody know?
Oh yeah, yes, I'm going to be at the camp for the first time, and I'm so excited. Along with all the other fun stuff, well, I'm one of the trivia captains. So if
Nice.
you guys are in town for trivia Friday night, I will be there. Along with, we got a great group of people being captains, so I'm sure it's going to get really heated.
Right?
Miss Carrie, I'm one of your hosts, so we got it going on. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I'm
That's-
excited.
Yeah, Jimmy and Cindy
excited.
are going to be great. So that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And one of the things I'm really excited about is I'm doing a private dinner where we're going to talk real shit. And I was sharing before we went live that all came about through Oscar. I'm not sure if Oscar's still here with us, but Oscar and I were talking about mental health and my blog, State of Slay, and how I really love to connect with the fans in general, but I love connecting with them on a mental health aspect. And so we came up with the idea of having Talk Real Shit with Carrie. And we're going to have pizza, and we're in a private suite, so it's safe and a place where we can just really talk about our journey and maybe what's challenging us and what we're, succeeding in, and, what's up. And I'm going to share my story with mental health and my journey so far to get the ball rolling. And then we'll sort of open it up for sharing and caring and lots of love and laughter and pizza. And it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited about it.
That is really awesome.
Now, is that sold out, or are there still
I
slots?
believe there's 4 tickets left.
Okay.
Y'all better
Only
jump
4.
on that night.
Better
So
jump out there.
on it.
Let us know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
really, really awesome. So yeah, I'm excited about that and just excited to be there. I think it's going to be a really fun weekend, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I know how you were saying you're kind of in awe when you were on set, and for fans meeting you, they'll be in awe, and so it's just
Yes.
really cool to be able to connect with you and and talk with you and get personal. That is really sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's like no matter what our jobs are, what we do, where we come from, we're all just human beings trying to do our best.
Mhm.
And I do some work with a nonprofit called Attitudes in Reverse, and so through them, I'm able to go into schools and talk about mental health and suicide prevention, and it's something I love to do. And it's one of those things is just, I think that sometimes people think, oh, actors are, their lives are like this or that, or, they have an idea or think they have an idea of how we live our lives, but we're just people just trying to work and pay the bills, and life still happens to us. And at the end of the day, mental health doesn't care what your job is.
Right.
It doesn't care what kind of car you drive, what kind of house you live in. It doesn't care how much money's in your bank account, right? At some point, people do experience challenges with mental health in various, different ways. So I like to just be me and say, hey, yeah, I've got a cool job. I love what I do, but I also have suffered, from depression, anxiety attacks. I attempted suicide. The list goes on. An eating disorder. Like, what else you got?
Mhm.
This is who I am. I'm a human being, but I can tell you from the work that I've done on myself that there's hope, and there's a lot of help, and you are not alone.
That is
And I think
amazing.
that's just the most important message. So if I'm able to use my platform to do that for people, that's just, the most important thing to me. That's what gives me the most joy. Yeah.
And I noticed a lot of times, like, a lot of people don't even talk about it. I know one of me and Casey's best friends in about 2014, he killed himself. And he was one of my dear friends. That's why I have the tattoo of Clear on my arm.
Oh,
You never know what people go through. You really don't. And,
you have no idea.
I'm glad
And that's,
you brought it up.
yeah. Yeah, and that's why it's so important that people talk. People think I don't want people to think I'm crazy or weird, or they're not going to want to talk to me because they think I'm damaged or whatever. I mean, these are all things that I used to tell myself, and the opposite is true. When I reached out for help, there was an abundance of support there. There was an abundance of help there. There were people with suggestions. There were phone numbers. There were places for me to go. And I was able to find help. And there's a lot of things that I do every day to kind of keep my mind in a positive mindset and to, do good things for myself. So yeah, I love being able to just sit and talk to people like real people and connect. I think that's really cool because I think that's why we're all here, is to help one another. We are all stronger together. We truly are. And I think that's definitely a message that resonates with the Walking Dead fans and the show itself. And so, that's another reason why I'm really thrilled to now be a part of that family.
That is amazing. Yeah, we'll definitely share your State of Slay, the website, and the Attitudes in Reverse. So we'll get with you and share that on our site.
Very cool. Yeah.
And Casey says there is at least 4 tickets left, so maybe we can post a link with the.
Okay,
that would be awesome. Yeah. I think there's 4 maybe. Yeah. So let's get that sold out and have an awesome hour of like just real shit.
Right? Yeah, I think your first camp's going to be amazing. That's awesome.
So fun.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited.
That is great.
Yeah.
We got any phone lines open, Jimmy?
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to go ahead and open the phone lines in case anybody wants to call in. Be aware now, we're actually going to put you on here with us, right, Dawn?
Yes.
So your face will be seen. So just let you know. I know some people are afraid of that. Don't be afraid. Come on here and talk with us.
Know that it's a safe space.
Safe space. Go to the light.
And
you don't have to use your camera.
Right. You can turn your camera
you turn
off.
It off. But you'll be coffee between me and Steven. You'll be right in between us.
Oh, yeah, we got it. Because we got it. Right. We got to make the Brady Bunch.
Right. You'll be right below Carrie. So you're just going to look up and wave. And
I'd like to see you right here.
Right.
I got a question while we wait on some calls.
Okay.
Wait, do we need to post a number?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Go ahead and do that, Kevin. We appreciate it, buddy.
So my question is, do you have any like funny audition stories? I was listening to another podcast the other day and they asked this question and it turned out to a really funny story.
I've got some crazy stories. Nowadays, you don't actually go in anywhere and audition. You're alone not alone because you have someone reading with you, but like, it's not like the old days where you'd have to go to a casting office and there'd be people in the room and stuff. Like, they sometimes get you to do the weirdest stuff in these auditions. Like I remember, God, I won't say what it was for. It was for a new sci-fi series, and they had us do this scene where there was this dialogue going on, but you were shooting. It was like you were under attack essentially, and I was like, so the creators of the show were there. I was like, so I know that this is sci-fi and stuff. Is this kind of like a Star Wars blaster situation, or like, is it going to kick back? Like, what kind of guns are these? And they're like, I don't know.
All right, guys. If y'all see the link in the side, it says StreamYard. Just click on it, go into the link, and it'll bring you up. Okay, we'll let you in one at a time. Just go ahead and click on that.
Come on in. Come join the party. So anyway, so I'm like, okay. So we're doing this whole scene by myself where I'm in this gun battle, right? And I'm like, there's these 2 chairs, so I'm like trying to hide behind the chair.
Crazy.
Say my line, and I feel like a complete moron. Like I'm like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, that was kind of a crazy story. I was like, this is really uncomfortable and weird. I'm not going to say who this is either. I had an audition for a film where it was a pretty intense scene, and we were in a production office at a studio, and the production office next to the one we were in, they were moving out. And so there were movers taking furniture out, whatever. And this director lost his mind. So I'm doing this really intense scene, and all of a sudden he's like, what the fuck is going on? He starts screaming in the middle of my audition, and he goes outside and he's like, what is happening out here? Like complete rage, right? Screaming at these movers. And he goes, and he comes back in and he's like, okay, continue on.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, can we start from the top? Because at least get going again. So we start again. Same thing happens. He starts yelling, gets up, starts slamming the door, what have you. And I'm like, is this a test? Like, is he doing this on purpose to see if I'm going to freak out? Or like, is this what's going on here? Anyway, so then he comes back in and I'm like, should we start that again? Anyway, I ended up getting the part.
Wow.
But I've never had anyone just flip out before and start yelling and like screaming down the hall and what have you. I was like, oh my gosh.
That sounds like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode or something.
Oh my God. I know. Well, I've actually auditioned for Curb.
I was about to say, was it Larry David?
No, I went in. Well, there's a good reason for it. Now when you audition for Curb Your Enthusiasm, it's ad-libbed. There's no script, right? So you go in, or I don't know what you do now because no one goes in anywhere. But anyway, you go into the casting office and they would hand you this little tiny strip of paper with one sentence on it. And you go, okay, it's like a fortune cookie thing.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. And they're like, this is all you get. And then you go in and you have to ad-lib the scene.
Oh, that's awesome.
You just sort of get the premise of what's happening in this moment, right?
Right.
And anyway, I didn't end up getting it for good reason because they ended up going with somebody who was very gender ambiguous because that worked better for the joke, right? And that was not me. So I was like, okay, that's okay. But it was fun to go in and do that. And I felt like I had a badge of honor because I made the casting director like break character and start laughing. So I was like,
oh, that's cool.
I was like, okay, I'll take that. Yes. Now, a funny, like, kind of, which started out as something I shouldn't have said in audition that led into the job that was like, oh my God, what have I said I am going to do, was Supernatural. The first episode I did, which was Bugs, I'm in the audition room and Kim Manners was directing that episode, who had done a lot of like X-Files, right? So I was like, oh yeah, I want to work with Kim, right? And he turns to me in the audition and he goes, Carrie, so in this episode, you're going to have to work with live tarantulas. Do you think you'll be able to do that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. No problem. And he's like, all right. So, but in the scene, because I die, right? In the scene when you're dead, I want to pan down your body and I want your eyes closed, but I want your mouth open and you're going to have tarantulas all over you. You think you can do that? Yeah, totally. Who can't do that? Yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah, you bet. Then I leave and I'm walking back to my car and I'm like, what the hell did I just say?
Right.
I'm afraid of spiders. And I'm like, what? I'm trying to be Miss Cool in the room, right? And I'm like, I can totally do that. Like, who can't do that? Right? So then I'm like freaking out and I'm like, all right, well, maybe I won't get the part. Right. There were a lot of other great actors there. Like, of course, guess who gets the part? And I'm freaking out. I was like, holy shit. Right. So
were you the only one that was cool with it?
Maybe I was.
I said yes.
Everybody else probably went, are you crazy? Right. Which is what I was thinking. So I go, a few days later, I get a call. They're like, we need you to go and meet the bug wranglers before you go to set. And I'm like, that's probably a good idea for everybody. let's go meet the bug wranglers. Let's see how this is going to go down. So I go into their trailer and the entire thing is like crawling because it's bugs, lizards, snakes. I mean,
no.
all the stuff, right? I walk in and I was like, holy shit, it's dark. Like, I'm like, so I'm trying to act real cool, right? Because I'm like, and I'm like sweating buckets, like trying to be like, yeah, hey, I'm just coming in to meet the spiders. Just want to introduce myself and see how this goes. And so he's like, all right, cool. Well, what we're going to do is we're just going to have a conversation and I'm just going to start putting some spiders on you. And, just keep talking. Just ignore them. Oh, yeah, just ignore them. Okay. Yeah. All right, let me try. Yeah, that's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally cool with spiders. And anyway, so he puts these little spiders on me. Oh, baby tarantulas, right? They're maybe this big. And as we're talking, one of them goes in my ear. Inside my ear, does not come out.
Hell
Doesn't
to the no.
What?
So
Oh,
we're like talking, and I was like, I have a question. Spider in my ear, doesn't seem to be coming out. What do we do for that? And he goes, no problem. No problem. Walks over to his desk, takes out a Bic pen, okay, pops the blue cap off of that sucker and starts digging that long end right in my ear. And he goes, bloop, oh, here it is. Here it is. I go, okay, is that normal? Right? He goes, yeah, they do that. They try to find dark places to
Lay
to
eggs.
hide. To
Lay
hide,
eggs.
exactly, lay eggs, to hide. And I look at him and I go, okay, because like Kim mentioned that he wants my mouth open in the scene. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's going to be fine. You know what? They don't really like anything wet or damp. So before we shoot and we put the spiders on you, do this, right? Wet your lips because they'll like run over there and then they'll run back. And I was like, do we know this for sure? Like, did you take a poll?
Right.
Have you instructed them that that's what they are, that that's what they're supposed to do? These are spiders, right? So anyway, I'm not feeling super confident when I leave that trailer, but I'm like, we've committed to it. Here we go. And so on the day when we're shooting it, which is already an uncomfortable day because I get attacked in the shower. So I fall through the shower door and I'm laying on the floor. So not very clothed. So there's already that weird aspect of like, hi, everybody. And then we get to the part where they want to like shoot me dead with spiders all over me, mouth open, eyes closed. And the camera's going to pan all the way down my body. So they dumped 160 baby tarantulas on me alive. Yeah. And but before we were getting ready to shoot and they had the like Tupperware buckets of, I was like a lunatic going, okay, just a sec, guys. Just a second. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, let's go.
Oh, gosh.
So we're shooting it and I can hear, because this was back when they were using film. So I can hear like kind of the inner workings of the camera because it's so close to me. And just as the camera is passing by, I feel this like sting on my forehead. And I'm like, oh God, something just bit me. And I'm like trying not to move, right? So I get through the whole thing. He's like, cut. And I'm like, whoa, can someone please check my head? Something bit me. And so they go and they look at my face and he's like, oh yeah. One of them bit you, but it's young and its fangs didn't get through every layer of your skin. So you're going to be fine. Every layer? What? Like
This sounds like an elaborate episode of Fear Factor.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That
So
is
anyway,
crazy.
I did have a little red mark on my forehead, and he's like, what happened is that sometimes when we have so many spiders, they'll fight. And I'm like, so hold on. while we were shooting this with my mouth open, there was a spider fight on my head.
Yeah. There's a spider war going
There
on.
was a
Casual
spider
shit.
turf war happening on my forehead.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so that's this is so actors, be careful what you say in
Right?
an audition situation when you're like, I can totally do that, because you might have to do it.
You should
That's
get
crazy.
hazard pay for that. That's
I
crazy.
actually did.
Yeah.
I actually did get,
Wow.
yeah. I
I was
got
about to
it.
say I would ask for a bump.
Right?
There was definitely a bump. But
Wow.
I have to say that as a result of all of that, not afraid of spiders now.
Hey, look at that.
So
There
there's a
you go.
plus.
Conquering spears left and right.
Cheers.
Wow.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
Did we get a call? Is someone calling in? What's going on?
No, we never got anybody in here.
They're
Nobody?
afraid
I think they
keep-
like the phone lines better. I think when they don't have to worry
Mm.
about maybe
about
their
what they
face
look
coming
like.
up.
Or they're all
Yeah.
Everybody's like fighting about getting on there. They're daring each other, but they won't call in their
Right.
That's hilarious.
Especially Carol. Carol's a big fraidy cat. She's telling other people to do it, and she's saying no.
Right.
Carol's the one that
Carol,
always
come on,
calls
Carol.
There you go. There you,
You
go.
can
Come
do
on,
it,
Carol.
Carol.
They're
You
probably
Carol's
worried about
always-
spiders involved.
We
No,
can
it's
always
gonna-
have Oscar on here. We can promote the everything for the camp.
There-
Come on, Oscar. You can get on, buddy.
No doubt.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's in here.
Oscar's not even getting on? What's happening?
Well,
I
he
know,
might
right?
be getting on. I don't know.
Carol,
quite yet.
Carol,
We'll see.
Carol said, "What is the number? It's not a number. It's, a
the
link."
Oh, it's a link.
Link.
Yeah.
You might have to tell them they have to copy and paste it.
Yeah.
They might
Well,
not
you might,
understand. Yeah.
it's a link, Oscar. If you want to get in too, all you got to do is go click on that link
Yep.
and
There
just
it is.
go into it. It's not hard at all. There's
Yeah,
there's
but
the
I
link.
think-
It
I
just
think-
pop back up.
Oscar got stuck in the waiting room somehow. I think.
Oh, he's
really?
waiting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go. There's the link, everybody.
There you go. All right,
Now,
guys.
don't try to
come
click
in.
the link on the screen. You got to copy
Casey,
and
bring
paste
him
it.
in if you want to, buddy.
Okay, I never saw him there. He says he.
He's in there. It says.
Let me see.
I don't have it on my screen, so I don't know.
Go ahead and give it another try, Oscar.
Oscar.
I'm just waiting for him, guys. Give me a minute.
No doubt.
Yeah, I
Now,
don't
Carrie,
see it.
with you doing like the horror genre and you've done some sci-fi and
Yep.
soap opera, do you have a favorite genre you like to work in or any preference?
comic book,
I just-
comic book.
Comic book.
There you go.
I just like to work. Is what
Right?
You know,
My
I
favorite genre is hiring.
is working on set and being paid.
I hear you.
You know, I do love horror. It's something that I gravitate to in terms of a viewer. I always look for
Oh, cool.
a good horror film or like, lots of different, I watched like, last night we were watching like Ghost Hunters and
Nice.
Portals to Hell, stuff like that. So I do love that genre. Comic book, I've always thought that that's such a great genre for me.
Well, you've kind of you've hit the comic book. I guess I misspoke. Superhero maybe is what I was trying to
Superhero.
say.
Yeah, like this. Yeah. I haven't done a lot of that stuff. But yeah, it's really an area that I'd like to jump into as well, because that's another fun genre. I want to get like, up here comes somebody.
There's
Who's
Carol.
Who's the? Ooh, hello.
Hey, girl.
Carol, thanks
Hey,
for joining
guys.
us.
Hi.
Yay! Look, she did it.
Yes, of course I did. I couldn't let the whole entire podcast go without me calling in, especially when I
Right?
got called out.
I
Right.
love
Yeah.
it. Welcome.
Someone's got to break the ice.
That's right.
I'm super excited about Carrie at camp. I can hardly wait.
I'm excited too. I'm really excited. It's coming up. It's like right around the corner.
I
Yeah.
know it's like, well, for me, it's like 28 days because I'll
Yeah.
be there early. I'll be there Thursday.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just have one question for Carrie.
Okay.
I just want to know if you're going to be bringing the beautiful Phoebe with you.
Oh, Daphne, you mean?
Or Daphne. Yeah,
Daphne,
that's it.
yes.
Daphne.
Daphne's sitting next to me, and I said her name, and she jumped
She's like,
up.
"What?"
Like, what? I was like, nobody told me that I was going to come and be on camera. Do you want to come and say hi?
Oh, cool.
She's like, yes, Miss Daphne will be with us.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Here she comes. Here she
Aw.
comes.
She's so
Oh,
pretty.
you dude.
This is Miss Daphne. Now,
Yeah.
Daphne, going back to mental health, Daphne actually comes with me when I get to go and speak in classrooms and stuff. She's
Oh.
certified. She's a certified service animal.
Okay.
And she loves it. She's very tired now. She had a long day. Look at her.
Oh,
She totally knows she's on camera. She's
Right.
just a little ham.
She's
Yeah.
such a sweetie Petey. When we
Dude.
met her at the family meetup in March,
Yeah.
she was just all about the attention and
Oh, no,
the
she's a total
love.
ham. Yeah. She's a total ham. And she thinks everyone's just there to meet her.
Right.
Well, we are.
Yeah. I will also, you know what I'll do, Carol? I'll have to see how many I have, but Daphne has trading cards.
Oh.
Yeah, because when we go into schools and things, the students get to get her trading cards. So she has her own trading card.
You should get like some pet friendly ink and have her paw print.
Yes.
trading
Oh
card.
my gosh.
Yes.
That
Wow.
would be cool.
That would be cool. But yeah, she'll be at my table and she'll be around the camp all weekend. So you'll see Miss
Oh.
Daphne around. Yeah.
Well, we're super excited to see her and, of course, to talk shit with you.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot of shit.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
love
so I'm
it.
super excited. Well, Carrie, we've really enjoyed you being with us tonight, and it's just been a real pleasure.
Thank you. I'm so glad you took the plunge and joined us.
Always. I am all about being the one that will
That's right.
break the ice.
Hey,
love
that's what I said. I said you always call. You always
Yes,
No
I do.
doubt.
All right, guys. I love
Thanks,
you. I'll
Carol.
let somebody in.
See
Maybe
you
Oscar
soon.
will get in here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See
All
you
right.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
That's right. Mark Roberts is on here and he says Carrie has a trading card too.
Oh,
I
awesome.
do have a trading card. Clark has a trading card that Mark did a wonderful job, and you can buy it.
Nice.
I think, yeah. And I'm
Okay.
part of like a kick-ass group too. I
Right.
got some
Oh, like a
cool-
set of cards.
There's
you're
a
in?
cool, yeah, I'm part of a
Oh,
cool set.
yeah.
check that
Yeah.
out. Very cool.
Yeah,
Casey-
that-
Casey, Oscar said he's waiting in line.
You got Oscar.
waiting in line. Okay.
Wait.
Wait. Only reason, listen, the only reason I got on is I wanted to be Alice, like the Brady Bunch right there. Now we can all look up and side to side, and here's a story of a bunch of fucks that were hosting a podcast. Good luck. That's all I got. What's up, guys?
What's up, Oscar?
I
Thanks for
was
joining
waiting
us.
in line earlier, and then I just was like, I don't know if this is gonna happen. I was by myself. I got scared. I said,
Got
I gotta get
lonely.
the fuck out of there. That room was very, dude. The claustrophobia hit. I was like, whoa, I'm by myself. This was crazy. I got the fuck out.
Right.
Well, you're among friends now.
What's up? How's everybody doing? Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Hi. We're good. We're just talking about how we're excited about the camp, and it's like gonna be here in like days.
Yeah, it's coming. I want to say hi to Jimmy, and I want to say hi to Casey, and hi Dawn, and what's up, Stephen Sweet?
Right.
What up?
I love you guys. What's happening? I'm fans of
too,
every
man.
one of them. I'm
Oh,
fans of all you guys, actually.
Appreciate it.
Fans
We
of
all
the-
got history.
yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, the camp is what, 5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like Carol said earlier, we'll be probably coming down early too. You know, we got to set up and
Sure.
get that hotel together. So yeah, it's definitely going to be, you know, it almost feels like I've been living there more than home.
Right.
With finishing off and the filming and then going, I had to go back down for some stuff, and so yeah, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yes. Can't
Promote
wait.
anything you want to, Oscar, while you're here, buddy.
Oh man, come on! This is about Carrie. Everybody knows about the camp. They can go.
Well, you know,
Hey, you
I'm
want
saying,
you want any information on the camp? Take your asses over to the camp's Facebook page and
There you
scroll,
go,
just
see?
like I do.
I'm talking about
This is Carrie's. This is Carrie. Well, we got the real talk. We're excited about that. Like she said earlier, that's something her and I talked about over the phone, and we were really excited about making it happen. And she, you know, she's such a trooper, and no pun, Commonwealth, right? But yeah, she, you know, we got to chatting, and you know, meeting her for the first time, and then getting, you know, making that phone call. I just felt like I was talking to one of my homies, man. Like she is like BFF already. So I'm like watching the podcast, and I'm like, I fucking love her, Casey. So we're
Amazing.
really, really, really excited. I mean, and you have guests. We've had guests for years, and there's just that glove, it fits. It just, she's perfect. So I just want to say thank you, Carrie, because you're awesome, and being a part of the podcast tonight, and just showing love and showing up on the 17th, and just to say hi to the friends, the fans, the family. Really cool, man. So hats off to you.
Wow, hats
my lady.
off.
That red hat
Yes.
doesn't come off often, so
Thank
It's not
you.
going to stay off, but it's definitely off.
It was a moment.
But I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to take away. I just wanted to come and say hi. I wanted to be Alice, which I got to do. So I hope somebody screenshots this Brady Bunch right here.
I hope so too. That's a moment.
Yeah.
Also, you're doing trivia night too. So anybody who does trivia night might be teammates with you. Who knows?
Who's that? Me or Carrie?
Carrie.
Oh yeah, Carrie's leading the team, and like she said, there's so many other talented guests that are leading, and
Group, yeah.
of course Jimmy and Cindy hosting, and I'm going to be there making a lot of noise because that's what I do.
that's right.
So it's going to be a great. For a lot of people, it's a weekend. It's more like a week because we get there really early and we never leave. We leave super late. So camp weekend always turns into a 4 or 5 day event. So
Well, sure.
we're really excited.
You extended it a day too.
Yeah. Yeah. We had one that was wanting, Paola wanted to do some things, but unfortunately she has a thing. And so that thing won't be happening Monday. So we're like, hey, let's
Come on in.
try to do something. And
Wait.
that's a first for us. I mean, it's the whole show's not staying till Monday. Obviously, Sunday, pretty much everything shuts down, but we will open up again Monday for anybody that wants to connect with her and do some things with her. So, that was really cool last minute. And, it adds one more element to, who the camp is and how we do it. You said you wanted a party. We're going, okay, we'll party with you.
Right.
I'm glad she got to do that and connect with the fans. I know.
Yeah.
I talked to her about that in April, and she was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. And so you guys were able to figure something out.
Yeah. So it's looking like a hell of a show. I mean, we have a few more announcements that we're kind of, we have some things in our pockets here, and we're really excited about. So hopefully these things hit. I mean, like we said, we got a month and a half. Hopefully we can make a few more announcements. And again, we're excited about all announcements, but it's always really cool to add some new faces, So I think we're working on some stuff without spoiling, right? We know Negan beats Glenn up. I'm not spoiling anything. I just can't say too much about it. Spawn, who did that, you fuck? Which one of you fucks just did that?
It's Kevin.
I'm gonna blame it. I'm blaming it on Casey. It was you, Casey. Because you're the first one I saw, or because I pick on Jimmy way too much.
Right.
But yeah, we're really excited. It's gonna be busy, and again, I'm gonna say, oh damn, there's another guy down there. Shit, what's up?
Man, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Way down there. You're in the basement, bro.
Yeah, I got the mask.
People under the stairs scared the shit out of me.
All right, we're getting real Brady Bunch now.
We're getting there. We're building the family.
We just need Sam the Butcher over there, and we'll be good. But yeah, so I'm gonna get off. I just wanted to say hi. I want Carrie to continue. Great podcast tonight, guys, and I look forward to seeing all you guys, all my family, all our family. And there's so many people that are going to be. You're going to have a great show, Carrie, just based off of everything and knowing you. And I'm so proud to. I hope I could say a friend, at this point.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure, being able to get to know you, and I hope that we can continue with all of us. So,
yeah.
Good night, guys. I'm going to get out of here. You
Oscar,
continue doing it, Carrie. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, hang out with us.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm good. Carrie, I had one question. How was it playing Jackie and the Watchmen?
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know. Hold up.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on now. You're saying something we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got to play Jackie Kennedy in the movie Watchmen.
Yep.
And that was really incredible. It was quite a long process too, because they really went to great lengths to make everything as realistic as they could. And so I had to go to a wig maker, and they made her hair like but on my head, and they had to measure my head and get the wig made. And then I had to go in and get the wig cut on my head, and then go in and like all of the clothes they had flown in from. We shot that in Vancouver, and all the clothes they had flown in from the Warner Brothers vault in Los Angeles. So, because for those of you familiar with Watchmen, the movie, it spans like so many decades, right? So their wardrobe department was a warehouse, and they had it all sectioned off by decade. And so when I got in for my wardrobe fitting, all of the stuff was authentic to that time. It was all like meticulously labeled. And then, of course, I had to try on the pink suit with the pink pillbox hat. And I remember walking out of the changing area, and all the work stopped, like in the whole, in the whole, everyone just turned around and went, wow. And so it was really, really incredible to be a part of that production. Zack Snyder was just so fun to work for. When I went in to do, we had to do hair, makeup, wardrobe test, whatever. So go through the works and, go to him for approval. And he was like, do you want to come in my office and see like some of the renderings? Now, when he said some of the renderings, I was like, oh, like he has a couple on his desk. His entire wall in his office, walls plural, was all renderings of things from the movie. Like I walked in, I was like, am I supposed to see this? Like, are you going to kill me after this?
Right.
What, was this a trap? Like, and he laughed, but he was so excited to have us there. And then when we walked on set the first time as Jackie and John Kennedy, again, everybody just like stopped. Like, whoa. And we shot the scene with Dr. Manhattan when he's shaking the president's hand. We shot that in a softball field with a huge, like the biggest green screen I've ever seen, huge green screen, which of course later was the White House. And we had all these background actors, and everyone was, in like authentic to the time. And it was just very, very cool and big. And, Billy Crudup was in this like sort of suit with little dots all over him and these like big Herman Munster shoes, right?
Oh, wow.
To make him really tall. And it was very weird. And it was like, hi. It's so strange. But it was just really exciting. The only thing, and I talk about this often because that I was so disappointed, is I wanted to do the full scene of when he gets assassinated, right? And they wouldn't let me do it. And I like pled my case. I was like to Zach, I was like, I can do this. I know we all know this scene. The car is not driving fast, right? It's driving slow, right? We get to do the whatever. And then like the gunshot, his head explodes. Cause I was like, I want to be in the car for the blow up. And I want to climb on the back of the hood, right? And they like get her back in the car. I wanted to do all of that. And they were like, we can't do it. The stunt team won't let you do that part of it because, it's dangerous. I'm like, it's not dangerous. We're not going to be driving fast. Like, I want to climb on the back of the car. I want his head to explode next to me. So I didn't get to do that moment. And I was really bummed out about it, but it was just such an incredible, a really incredible movie to be a part of. It was such a massive production. The wigs had their own trailer. That's how many wigs there were in that movie. There was a wig trailer. It was incredible. And what was really even more incredible about being a part of that is like years later, I was at an event and Mark Hamill was there, who like as a kid we were total Star Wars kids, right?
Right,
And
right.
so a friend of mine was actually throwing the event, and he was like, "Do you want to meet Mark?" And I was like, "Hold on." There's no, oh, do you want to meet Mark casually? Like, I was like, that's Luke Skywalker. And I just need a moment. Like, I was like, okay, let's go. Right. And so, you know, I don't know if any of you have met Mark Hamill, but he's absolutely lovely. And he is a huge, as you know, comic book fan. And so my friend who introduced us was like, Carrie was in The Watchmen, and he proceeded to talk about The Watchmen with me for 15 minutes.
No way.
Right? It was pretty amazing. And I was like, and also a Jedi mind trick, because he somehow managed to have a fan moment turn all about into, like, instead of me asking a bunch of questions, he turned it all back on me and something I had been in. I was like, wait a second. When I walked away, I was like, how did he do that? But it was a really interesting conversation about Watchmen and his love of that. And but it was just such a really, really cool, I mean, to play Jackie Kennedy and to have that moment was really, that it was, you know, as a kid, and, you know, dreaming about maybe one day being an actor, it was like one of those moments where I kind of stepped outside of myself and was like, this is really cool. And it's will always be that memory for me of like, this was amazing.
Right, right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mark, great question. Thank you
Yeah,
so
great
much.
question.
Appreciate you, bud.
Appreciate it, Mark.
All right. Thank
See you,
you.
bud.
See ya.
Yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, so you do have a superhero movie under your belt. We got
Yeah,
I
really.
do. I do. And I did, you know, I did do an episode of Smallville.
Oh wow.
Which was really cool. And I got to work with a lot of the cast members on that. I ended up getting killed at the end. I was, you know, a doctor who was doing some questionable testing on human subjects. You know, but it was, you know, cool. But I didn't do anything very superhero-y. You know, was in a lab the whole time. But yeah, I'd love to do something. I want to get on a wire or something and fly, or I don't know, like hook me up. Let's do this.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other callers in there? Or okay.
Check out what Oscar just sent me.
Okay, we're bringing it up now. The Death Proof Punch. Nice. Love
Amazing.
Love it.
That is so good.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool.
We'll definitely have to post that. Thanks, Oscar.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
amazing.
Oscar, that's amazing. That's hilarious. I feel like that needs to be on a t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
There
Right?
you go.
Right?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I am
It's-
wearing our
it's-
Dead
There
Truth
you go.
shirt.
Speaking of shirts, nice. And
Right.
We should do a camp edition with that on the back.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I still have not killed a zombie. I haven't turned into a zombie. I haven't been a superhero. There's still these things on my bucket list,
Right, right.
you know,
Like anything else that you wanted to share on your bucket list?
on my bucket list for work. I don't know. Yeah. I want to I want to do it all. I like to do, the physical stuff is really fun. I've done scenes. I've been in different productions where there's been stunts and so forth. And I'm good about being like, nope, that one I'm not doing because I will hurt myself. But if I can do it, I totally will do it. I think one of the most terrifying terrifying scenes I'd ever been in was a scene where someone gets set on fire,
Oh wow.
which was
Wow.
terrifying,
Mhm.
actually, because this was a stunt person that I'd gotten to know on the production. And it's like, now someone's going to light you on fire. And I get you that you do that for work, but things could go wrong there. And he was, in front of me, like in the scene. And the one thing I wasn't thinking about until they came over to me to put this gel all over me, so I didn't catch on fire, was I wasn't even thinking that I could catch on fire. But it's really terrifying when to be in a scene like that and to have this person go up like a freaking Roman candle, and the heat that comes off of that. Right. There was no acting involved whatsoever. It was literally my actual reaction of like
that was straight fear.
Right. I was like, ah! that and on that, there was a scene once where I was in a car and someone shoots at the car and the window blasts out or whatever. Again, no acting at all involved in that scene where I was like, ah! Like a crazy person. Luckily, my character was supposed to be panicked, but I was like, what? That's crazy. So there's that. I've been shot, so I've got that down. That's kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's cool. The thing blows up, it squibs and stuff. That's fun. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I have not done, but I'm focusing on certain ones, right? I want to keep my focus.
Right.
So we want to fly maybe and kill some zombies. I was in another zombie project and I never saw any zombies either. I don't know. This is a trend.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, there's a movie I did for Crackle called Dead Rising Watchtower.
No way. You're in that?
I play Susan.
About,
I'm in the newsroom. Yes, with Rob Riggle the whole entire time. And I had a blast working with Rob. Rob is like hilarious. And we got to ad lib a lot. In fact, a lot of the stuff that's in the movie is just us riffing back and forth. And that was great, but no zombies for me in that entire
That's
movie.
crazy.
There's zombies everywhere. Yeah. The only zombies I saw were at the premiere, who scared me every single time.
Right.
So maybe there's a reason why I'm not trusted to kill zombies.
You do spiders and fire. You could do zombies.
Yeah, really.
I could do zombies for sure.
You'll see some zombies at the camp.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
So there you go. Yes, I've seen them at conventions and things. I've just never actually been in a scene where I have to,
Right.
throw a javelin at their head or something.
We can always do it and they just be unexpecting about it and just kill them that way.
That we could do that. Right. I would probably have to immediately leave the country.
Right.
Listen, I'm a Canadian. I'm here
right.
as a guest.
Exactly. I know pre-show we were talking. One of the things you would like to do is be killed by a zombie and then turn.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, we were talking about like if you're going to be killed on The Walking Dead or any of the sister shows, like say Fear the Walking Dead. Let's keep throwing that out there. Hint. Anyway, you want to at least turn, right? I don't want to be in a situation where I'm like, oh, that's so cool, I got killed, and then they walk down the road and they leave me there, and then no one sees the best part, which is that I reanimate and now I'm a zombie. You want to actually have that moment, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think so. Yeah. There's,
That's
again,
awesome.
it's on the list.
Yeah.
Still could happen.
You never know.
The one thing I know about this industry is that anything can happen at any given time. So just when you think, oh, no, that's not going to happen, you could get a phone call.
There you go.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate you being on the show tonight. It's
been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Absolutely.
We'll all be at the camp, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'll be at the camp.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to meeting you in person, Carrie. You've been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen a few comments just saying that they were excited to see one of the actors on the show tonight, but after hearing you and listening to you, I think you have even more fans. And I say the same. I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
well, I'm very different from the characters I typically play.
Right. Acting.
I play a lot of very mean, evil, stern folks, and I'm kind of a big goofball in real life. So,
awesome. And you're a Star Wars fan.
Out at work.
You're a Star Wars fan too. That has my heart.
Oh, huge Star Wars fan. Oh my gosh. Yes. Huge Star Wars fan.
I got to meet Carrie Fisher in 2010 at a convention, and that was so amazing.
Wow.
Dream come true.
Well, I have, just to wrap it up, I have, so huge Han Solo fan always, since I'm a kid. And years and years ago, I was in Vancouver and I was walking, not Daphne, a different dog that I had. And I look up and I see Harrison Ford walking towards me down the street. And I'm like, right? So to sort of give you a little bigger picture here, when I was on All My Children in New York, Harrison Ford was living in New York in the same kind of area that I was in, and everyone on the cast would see him. They're like, guess he was at the gym this morning, guess he was at Starbucks. And I'm like, what? I would never see him. There were times I would like walk into a restaurant or a shop and they're like, guess he was just here. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like it was like magic. He would just disappear and I couldn't see him. So here I am years later, walking the dog. Who's coming my way, right? He's walking towards me and I'm like, oh my God, here he is, right? Okay, act cool. So I'm walking and my dog, who never, ever did this, decided just as he was right in front of me to take a big poop.
Oh no.
Right in the middle of the sidewalk that he's walking on. And so as he walks by me, I'm like picking up dog poo and I'm like, hey,
Nice.
hey, how are you? And then he was gone. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That was my moment.
Right.
That was my moment. So it gets worse.
Oh,
years after that. Okay. Someone I know works at IMAX and the Blade Runner reboot was coming out. And so I had an opportunity to meet Harrison Ford at IMAX, except I had already promised to help out a friend with an event she was throwing at that exact same time. And I had promised her that I would be there to help. And so I couldn't go. Right. So again, my moment's gone. So I had told this person, I said, if you get a chance to talk to Harrison Ford, you can tell him my poop story. Because I feel like he's going to laugh at that. I think he's going to think that's funny. Right. So I'm at the event. I'm bummed, but I'm being a good friend, helping out. All of a sudden I get a text message and all it said was, Harrison Ford loved your poop emoji story. And I was like, well, I feel like I've been redeemed.
Right.
Still have not met him, but he liked my story.
Right. That is amazing.
Yes. Still got to meet the man.
Oh,
no doubt.
Yes. And I never did get to meet Carrie, but Mark was just absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to meet Mark.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Really great guy. But anyway, on that note,
right.
yeah.
We will, I guess, wrap it up.
There we go.
Do you think our Patreons and everybody will throw up the little
We'll just throw up our sponsors real
Yeah,
quick
you can
and wrap it up.
And a big shout out to our sponsors, Walking Dead Tours and Events, AutoWrapsPlus.com,
Maybe.
Water Tower Tours, Abraham's Army, The Camp, Survive the Night, Horror Nation, and Walking Dead is freaking amazing. And we'd like to thank of our patrons for supporting the show. And if you would like to support the show, just go to patreon.com/thedeadtruth.
I did forget to go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this is our t-shirts, guys. If y'all want to get t-shirts from us,
Kevin's sharing our shirts.
there you go.
Yep. Awesome.
All right, also, Chris is having a autograph signing with Chad Coleman this week. I think it's going to be the 30th or 13th. You want to meet him. Y'all, till next time. Thank you, Miss Carrie, for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you,
Thank you very so much.
Good night, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. See ya.